You can get incredible leg growth from a very minimalistic workout. Gonna give you tons of options from super duper lazy to almost kind of a full leg day. I've always loved training lower body, but at the same time, I've been a minimalist. I don't do that much volume, I don't care about maximizing my legs, and yet I have tree trunks. The last program is pretty much exactly what I followed for years, and it's built most of my lower body. We're gonna go over each of the workouts. I'm gonna give you info on exercise selection, form, reps, and progression. Next, I'm gonna convince you that this actually is enough to grow your legs, as optimal as your typical leg day, and then I'll explain why leg days as we know it should be a thing of the past. The first workout is for those of you that hate training legs with every fiber of your being. There's lots of people like this. Every time they go under the squat bar, they kind of just want to kill themselves. But you know, legs are half your body. So unless you want to look like Larry the Lobster, you've got to train them. Superhuman lazy is just one leg workout a week. You're doing 3 sets of 5 to 8 on squats and 3 sets of 5 to 8 on a hinge. Extremely low volume, which is cool, but if you want your lower body to grow, there's one thing you can't escape, and that's going hard as fuck. That's especially important with a program like this. Because your volume is low, we have to make up for it by increasing the intensity, going close to failure. Here's the thing, I have misled you a little bit. You aren't just doing a regular squat or a regular hinge. In order to get the most out of this program, grow your legs to a crazy level, you need to do the pure versions of these exercises. What the fuck is this guy talking about?
Forget about the weight. Squat pure. Pure, pure, pure.
Pure gold is actually very rare. If you have a gold ring, it's usually mixed with copper or nickel. Pure gold is just AU, nothing else. A pure squat is 99% knees, and a pure hinge is 99% hips. The squatting is done with an upright torso, heel elevation, going ass to grass, pushing your knees out, and going slow at the bottom. The hinge is done with a straight or slightly arched back, going low with straight knees, pushing the butt back, and also going slow at the bottom. I have a video explaining the pure hinge in depth. The strict form forces you to use a little bit less weight, but you're stimulating the legs more, so it doesn't matter. If you're the type of person that wants to maximize the weight on the bar, sure, do your regular squats and deadlifts. But this video is targeted towards those that want to get jacked with as little work as possible. Your lifts will still go up on this program, but it's going to be slower because you're focused on muscle size instead of optimized technique and specificity. Here's a list of squats and hinges that I want you to do. For any variation of this program, just plug in these exercises. There are a million other variations, but these are the basics. Just make sure you do it with the pure form. There's levels to lazy training. Some lifters just want the bare minimum, busy schedule, whatever. But most of you want a low volume program and are willing to do a little bit more than 6 sets per week. The next level is regular ass lazy training. Instead of doing 1 workout per week, now you're doing 2. I've added a second pure hinge and squat. You're doing less volume per workout, but because you're going twice a week, you're doing 8 sets instead of 6. Make sure these are 4 different lifts and that you're not just reusing the same exercises. The next level is minimalist training. It's still lazy when we compare to the average leg day, but now you're starting to care a little bit more. First, I'm gonna copy paste the last level, and then we add a little bit of isolation work. 2 sets of leg extensions and 2 sets of hamstring curls. For most of you, this shouldn't take more than 30 or 40 minutes. My final iteration is Minimalist Plus. It's exactly the same as the last level, except for every exercise, you're doing 3 sets instead of 2. Generally, more volume is gonna equal more growth. So if you're increasing the sets by 50%, your legs are gonna respond. Anything past this, and I wouldn't really classify it as lazy training. It just starts to look like a basic leg day. And you don't want that, otherwise you wouldn't be watching this video. Even though I'm a fairly high body fat, you can clearly tell that I'm holding a lot of mass. And almost all of that was from Minimalist Plus. Calves are important to some lifters. If you've seen any of my workout videos, you'll know that I train them on my upper days. You can do it as the last exercise of your workout or superset it with something. None of these programs have much volume. Objectively, it's not a lot of work. And yet, in the intro, I made the claim that this will grow you faster than your typical leg day. It's because of 2 reasons. You're going hard, super fucking hard, and you're progressing that, and you're also using the pure exercises I talked about. Most people don't push themselves when training legs the same way they do for upper body. That's because it sucks. It's hard, it's painful. If you're doing a set of squats and you're leaving 4, 5, 6 reps in the tank, you're also leaving gains on the table. All the programs I gave you involve less training, but at a higher quality. Your effort is also decided by your level of mental stimulation. You want to be invested in your set, listening to music, pushing yourself. There's a huge difference in having 1 rep in the tank when you're checked out versus having 1 rep in the tank when you're trying your best. It might be a difference of 5 reps or more, and the RPE is the same. And I'm not saying you need to go balls to the wall from the very first workout. You need to build up to that level of effort. I gave you a rep range for each exercise, whether it be 5 to 8 or 8 to 12. The simplest way to progress is by adding the minimum weight when you reach the top range on all your sets. For barbells, that's only 2.5 pounds per side, and machines will usually give you the option to just add a little bit as well. The other option is to add weight when you reach the top of the rep range on your first set. Unless you keep getting stronger forever, eventually it will get really hard. Once you plateau, just deload and build back up. It's hard to explain if you haven't done it yet, but going close to failure using the pure exercises will change the way you think about leg training. The pain during your set will be crazy. The pump will be crazy. Your legs will feel fucked up after your workout, and they'll be way more sore the next day. As you get tired, you maintain the pure form as best you can. If you're squatting, keep the weight fully in your quads. If you're hinging, keep it in your hamstrings and glutes. Even if you decide to go with the superhuman lazy program, if you keep your form fucking pristine, you push yourself and add lots of weight to your lifts, you'll see a really good amount of leg growth. Oh, didn't see you there. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like and subscribe so I can keep making more content.
Here's some ways to skip leg day guilt-free.
If you're going to be doing these leg days, you might only be in the gym for a 30-minute workout. It's my opinion that if you're already there, you might as well do some extra work. Take that potential volume you could be doing on legs and move it to the upper body. My favorite upper body muscles to do on a leg day are back, side delts, rear delts, biceps, forearms, and abs. These are all muscle groups that can handle a lot of volume, so if you care about them, you might as well just train them again. I enjoy spacing out my leg exercises by adding upper body in between. I might do lat pull downs between my pure squat and my pure hinge. I'll do some side delts before my leg extensions, and then I might finish off with some abs. I prefer training abs on my lower body days because this ensures they'll be fresh for the next time I hit legs, which is when they're most needed anyways. This is the workout I prefer as opposed to just doing lower body. The truth is, most people don't want or need optimal leg gains in the first place. After your first 2 or 3 years in the gym, any extra leg muscle won't really add much to your physique. Unless you're competing on a bodybuilding stage or you really care about your squat or deadlift, Minimalist Plus would be the furthest I would go with leg training. I talk about it more in this video on why you should skip a leg day.